Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ video here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. Before I get started with the questions, I would like to discuss Bruno Sammartino for just a moment. Today's video will be dedicated in his memory. Bruno Sammartino, no doubt one of the all-time greatest WWE superstars, the longest reigning world champion of all time, a record that will perhaps never be broken. Bruno Sammartino was one of a kind, and he will no doubt be greatly missed by the entire wrestling community. With that being said, let's get down to your questions from twitter.com/AaronRift using the hashtag NoDQTurns20. First one today comes from Ghost Skittle. Hey Aaron, what do you think led to the breakup of John Cena and Nikki Bella? I personally think it was children. Also, what does this mean for the two and their WWE futures? I am not John Cena. I am obviously not Nikki Bella, so I cannot speak for them. It is a private matter, but at the same time, they have been very public about their relationship. It has been in the spotlight since the beginning, and it's been focused on Total Divas. They had their wedding proposal at WrestleMania, and fans want to know what is going on. I would assume it's the reasons that appear to be most obvious. Nikki Bella has said time and time again that she wants a family, and John Cena has been very much against that idea of having kids and even getting married for a second time. I think at the end of the day, they had different paths. They were going in different directions, and unfortunately, that's what happens with people. They grow apart, they move in different directions, and things just don't work out. I hope they have successful careers and personal lives moving forward. I wish them both the best. And that's really all there is to say about it. It sucks, but that is life for you. Things don't always have the happy ending that you're hoping for. And sometimes you have to just go in a different direction and try something else and hope you can achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. And what's most important is happiness. If one or both of them is not happy, then you have to move on. The only way for it to truly work is for both parties to be fully happy with their lives and the direction that they're going in. Got this one here from Mark Brown. Do you think that the story of John Cena and Nikki Bella splitting up is overshadowing what's going on with the Superstar Shakeup? Well, I was surprised because this Cena-Nikki Bella story generated a lot of traffic for NoDQ.com, more than I was expecting. It just goes to show that the public, they are obsessed with celebrity relationships. That's why People Magazine has been so successful over the years, TMZ, and so on. And with that previous question, I was asked, what is the future of Cena and Nikki Bella? I think both of them professionally will be just fine. John Cena is doing movies. He'll still be a WWE part-timer. Nikki Bella, her WWE career could be winding down, but she's got other things going on. They are both very ambitious, driven people, and I feel that both of them will get where they need to go. So yeah, it was a big story, and I do feel that briefly it did overshadow the shakeup, but the shakeup was also a big generator of site traffic this week for NoDQ.com, and there was a lot of talk about it, but still, people are wondering about Cena and Nikki Bella. That's still a topic that could be a hot story for several weeks and months to come. With the Superstar Shakeup, now that it's over, I think that people will start to talk about other things, but that Nikki Bella, John Cena story, I think is still going to lead to people wanting answers, and it's going to create that curiosity factor. What's going on with these two? Why did it happen? What's next for them? And that could end up in the long run being a bigger news story than the Superstar Shakeup. Got this one here from Savin Bees. At the greatest Royal Rumble, do you think that Roman Reigns will escape the cage in order to keep Brock strong, or does he straight up pin him? I could see them making use of the escape rule since it is in a steel cage. That is a very valid question. I think that you could definitely use the cage match stipulation as a way for Brock Lesnar to lose without being pinned. Will WWE actually do that, or are they just doing a steel cage match because it's in Saudi Arabia and WWE's just throwing all these matches and stipulations out there to satisfy the country? Who knows what the real reason is why this match is a steel cage match. In the storyline, I guess it does make sense because they've already had regular matches, so a steel cage match takes it to the next level. I'm fine with that. And if Lesnar loses by escape the cage, it makes sense because Roman Reigns can win the title and Lesnar is still strong. Lesnar could potentially get another match, a final match with Reigns, maybe Hell in a Cell, who knows, maybe No Holds Barred, something like that, and they can finalize the feud. They can have that last match to settle the score once and for all. But this very well could be the last match, and for all we know, Reigns will just pin Lesnar, and that'll be that. The thing about cage matches is, back in my day, cage matches did have people going over the top, and that's what I liked about cage matches, the fact that the rules were different. There were no rules, and the only way to win was you beat the crap out of your opponent so badly that you had nothing else to do, and you just leave the cage and win once you're done with your opponent, once you're done beating them to a bloody pulp. Those are the classic grudge match, cage matches that I grew up on, like Cactus Jack and Mick Foley matches. Those were the cage matches back in my day that were intense as hell. And I hope Lesnar and Reigns can be that match. I hope at the greatest Royal Rumble, whether there's a pinfall or one of them escapes, I hope it is a vicious grudge match that can actually live up to expectations and maybe even exceed them. This one comes from Life of Beto. Hello, Aaron. How much TNA footage will WWE show in AJ Styles 365 since AJ did most of his career over there? That is a great question. I think that there's a possibility we will see some TNA footage. The fact that the Hardy Boys DVD that is going to be released soon will be featuring some footage from TNA. I think that's a good sign that WWE and Impact Wrestling will continue to develop a relationship, and WWE will get access to that footage, pay Impact Wrestling, and be able to fully document the careers of these superstars. With the Hardys, even though the bulk of their career was in WWE, they did have some significant moments in Impact Wrestling, including the whole rise of the broken gimmick. With AJ, it's even more crucial because AJ spent, 13 years in Impact Wrestling, almost 13 years. So many guys in WWE right now had significant parts of their career in Impact Wrestling, even Kurt Angle, but younger guys like Bobby Roode and Samoa Joe, all these guys had lengthy runs in Impact Wrestling, so it only makes sense for WWE to work out a deal with Impact Wrestling to get the rights to use that footage. You really have to acknowledge these moments because these matches and moments were definitely important part of the careers of several current guys in WWE. Got this one here from Jekyll. You think Bray Wyatt, now using his Woken gimmick, WWE's going to give him a push? I don't know. Even in his return, Corbin hit him EOD, end of days, and leave him down in the ring. In my opinion, it's sad, but it's going to be the same with him again. See, I think that this Bray Wyatt face turn is great so far, and I hope that it lasts. I think there's some real potential with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. They seem to have the chemistry together. The fans are into the act. It's hot. And Bray Wyatt as a babyface is a very nice change of pace from him being a heel. So I think this could work out for him, at least in the short term. Long term, that remains to be seen. How long will this act stay hot? But I think right now, it certainly has a lot of potential. Have them win the tag team titles, give them a good run, and then they can lose the titles and then chase again. You could theoretically have the team of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy last for at least a year if WWE books it correctly. I think it can work out for a reasonable amount of time and can prolong Matt Hardy's career in WWE. He's getting up there, and it can reinvent Bray Wyatt's character and give him the evolution that his character really needs. Got this one here from Jason Bush. Being a 3-time world champion, does Jeff Hardy deserve to go into the Hall of Fame as a single competitor similar to Edge in 2012? I could see it happening, but the Hardy Boys were a really successful tag team. Edge and Christian were too, but the Hardys had more longevity as a tag team, and I think more overall popularity. So I do think the Hardys will go into the WWE Hall of Fame as a tag team. Will Jeff go in on his own? I think there's a good possibility of that happening. Maybe both. Maybe Jeff Hardy will be a 2-time Hall of Fame member. But I feel like Jeff Hardy and the Hardys, their story is still being written. But yes, I definitely see the Hardys as a tag team going in. And Jeff Hardy very well could go in on his own based on his accomplishments. He has certainly had a very successful singles career that is no doubt Hall of Fame worthy. Not only was he very popular with the fans, he had the world titles, he moved numbers. He just had that longevity and had so many classic moments that I think the odds are decent that he could be a 2-time Hall of Fame inductee. Got this one here from Jacob. In order to freshen things up, do you think instead of Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series, should they do main versus NXT with an NXT invasion to set up the pay-per-view? No, because at that point, NXT is no longer the developmental league. NXT is a step below the main roster. Guys getting ready for the big time. If NXT is built up as equals, then what's the point of a developmental league? I don't think it's going to happen. Even if Triple H gains full control of WWE, I think NXT will be its own entity, its own thing, designed to build up the superstars and develop them, and then you have them go to the main roster. It's a winning formula for WWE right now. I don't think they're going to change it. I don't think they're going to make NXT at the same level as the main roster, because then it just eliminates the whole purpose of having a developmental league. Got this one here from It's the Costanza. Here is a 90s wrestling childhood memory question. Do you remember when WCW had Monster Trucks with Monster Jam in the late 90s, and what did you think of it? I don't remember Monster Jam, but I do remember Hulk Hogan having the Monster Truck match with the Giant at Halloween Havoc, with Hulk Hogan pushing the Giant off the ledge in Detroit. I remember that. That's pretty much all I remember, though. I think I do remember a monster truck appearing on Nitro, an NWO monster truck. But other than that, I really don't have much memories of monster trucks in WCW. Got this one here from Garrett Mills. Why is superstar Billy Graham always pissed off? Everything he writes is something negative. It sounds like he's just bitter. I could answer this with one question, but I figured I would go into a little bit more detail. He likes attention. That's why he does it, because he knows the wrestling sites will pick up the article. They will post about it. It will get his name in the headlines. That's why he does it. Is he bitter? Perhaps. I would say there's a decent chance of that. I think he just wants attention, though. I think he knows by posting negativity that the sites will pick it up, because news sites, and I'm very open to admitting this, news sites get hits and traffic from negative stories. That's just the nature of news. People are attracted to negativity. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. So Billy Graham will rant and criticize. Is it warranted? I don't think so. I think his opinions are very far out there, but he'll say whatever it takes to get his name in the headlines, and that's what he's going to do. I don't think people take him all that seriously. I think people basically see it as a joke, but I think Graham just wants the attention when it comes right down to it. This one comes from Nathan Hawks. Were you disappointed that the Sasha Banks versus Bayley match was wasted on Raw? I think it should have been at WrestleMania. Do you think that there will be at least a rematch at Backlash? Well, I totally agree with you about WrestleMania, but I think it should have been WrestleMania last year. This feud is a year too late, but that's besides the point. Regarding the match on Raw, I would have been disappointed if one of them moved to SmackDown Live, if that was the end of the feud. But the fact that they're still both on Raw, I feel like it's okay, because the feud is continuing to escalate. We saw them slapping each other on Raw and getting very physical, and I think that it will just continue to snowball and get more intense. And I think, yeah, it should be a big match at Backlash, and they can at least get a couple of more big matches out of this feud and maybe culminate it at Money in the Bank, or even build it up long enough into SummerSlam. That is certainly a possibility, and I think that it's better late than never. They're doing the feud now, so they might as well go all out with it and make it the most memorable feud possible. That will wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ Video. Thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support of the videos and the website. Head over to NoDQ.com for the very latest news regarding the greatest Royal Rumble in WWE history, according to them. And don't forget, we have Backlash as well, which is shaping up. NoDQ.com will keep you covered. Subscribe, youtube.com/AaronRift_NoDQ. Click on that bell icon to get notifications and all the latest updates. And follow NoDQ, DOTCOM, on Twitter and Facebook, and at Aaron Rift on Twitter and Facebook. And send your questions at Aaron Rift using the hashtag NoDQTurns20. That's all I got, NoDQ Galaxy. I will see you guys next time.